Hello everybody and welcome back to the Silver Gauntlets for we have a new tournament for everyone today, which is the Triforce piece Blitz tournament. Little bit this is the first race. We got a double header for you today, so it's a little bit Monka-esque, but we're basically ready to go in just a second. Joining me today is Alexander Harrold. How you doing, Alex?
Not too bad. I thought for a second the mic wasn't working. But,
yeah, there's been a few teething problems, but I think we're basically good to go finally.
Yeah. Only small issue I see is the power, but that will probably be fixed as we do more track, as we get to tracking. So I don't think that's going to be a big issue because, I mean, realistically, you're just going to go to the 4 hints anyway. Heck, I don't even grab the medallion information in these settings.
No, it's not really any point, is there? Almost certainly not. Just go straight to the.
Only thing it'll help out is with lax or burning cac or prelude.
By the way, can you see the Discord stream, or is it just a chat box? Because all I can see is like a chat box. I can't actually see the restream through Discord. I don't know if I'm being stupid.
No, it's not just you. It's me too. Oh, and they're starting.
All right, well, we are off, and Red is going to go check the medallions straight away. We'll be on a 5-10 second delay while we get the stream up on in the background. But hopefully we should be all right.
And Deku. 6 steps, 15 steps, and 3 steps.
Okay,
and bottom of the well to wisdom.
Okay, so definitely going to need to find something in the well. So yeah, so if people aren't familiar with these settings, which might not be, because this is a brand new tournament, completely new set of rules. The aim of this is to find the 3 Triforce pieces. They could be anywhere, in any dungeon. Doesn't have to be a boss or a stone or medallion dungeon. It could literally be in any dungeon. And we have to find 3 of them. If we don't find 3 of them within the 2-hour limit, then whoever has found the most, or if it's a tie, whoever has found it earliest will win at the 2-hour mark. If neither of them have found any medallions whatsoever, then we go into sudden death, and who knows how long we'll be here.
Well, we're not going to be going into sudden death with a 3 and 6 step.
I mean, it's pretty unlikely. But then again, at the same time, I have seen some people saying that sort of the lesser steps can be a little bit tricky. You think it would be easier, but sometimes it isn't. So we shall have to see. But Rufio has nothing for us. So Graveyard is the path to wisdom. All right. So yeah, you'll have noticed as well, if you're not used to these settings, but we have new types of hints as well. There'll
always be 3 hints to tell you how many steps, and they're always in the same location each city. Mm-hmm. This is to help speed things up so that you're not constantly looking for those hints in particular, as well as having vanilla spawns.
Yeah,
and we just got Minuet, so that's going to be another free song there. 2 of them, actually, if we go child.
Another few things to point out in these settings is that we have 10 path hints, one of which is always outside of template time, and up to 5 Baron hints. We don't have 30, 40, or 50 skulls, but we do
20
have
skulls always hint.
Mm-hmm. And OoT and Nocturne is also an always hint. We also have these new hints called Wanderer hints. And what that means is that there's something there that isn't necessarily the logical path, but it could be something that you might want. Or it might not be. It could just be
It also
a useless
means,
one.
too, is that it tells you that whatever item is there is required for one of the Triforce pieces, but it isn't a step. Because a step means, like, it's hard required, and it locks everything else to get that step. For example, say a hook shot locks the other hook shot, that would be one step. Or
Exactly.
let's say you find a tunic and that's and that's like path. Well, then you know that both of your wallets are locked by that tunic, for example.
Yeah, it's just settings designed to try and make it, instead of the way that, like, sometimes you can get a standard setting seed that goes for like 3 hours and starts getting a little bit rough for the runners. These settings are designed to sort of be a little bit swifter, but still allow for some expression of play and sort of tech, essentially. So it's quite an interesting concept. I'm really intrigued to see how this tournament will turn out. And we do start off with a double-header today as well. So once this race is done, we will have another race after this, a little bit later on. This race could technically be over as soon as someone finds 3 Triforce pieces, or it could go 2 hours. But either way, that's...
There's a hard 2-hour limit for if you find a piece. This is just to ensure that races don't go on for too long with high step counts. But as well, it just makes it much more I guess accessible for a lot of people. I've seen a lot of people who don't normally do standard settings run these.
No, you're absolutely right. It is sort of designed to be both accessible, yet also allow for sort of skill and execution. That's the idea behind it. So, and that looks like Prelude. Okay, I need to get myself out of mixed balls mindset and remember that these warp songs are actually normal.
Ooh, Ganon.
Ooh,
and that's one of
inside.
the big things is Ganon's Ganon's castle is always going to be like a low sphere sort of, low step sort of area.
That's right, yeah, because to get the bridge you only need 2 rewards, which means you just need to complete 1 dungeon and the bridge is open. So, pretty easy to get in.
And Deku is like 2 steps. Like, at most.
Yeah.
At the very least, because you need the K-Sword, and then you need the Slingshot. Of course, actually, it may even be just 1 at the very least, because the K-Sword you cannot skip, but you can find another Slingshot that isn't Slingshot locked, which would be 1 step, but it could all be in Dodongo's Cavern. We don't know. Because we can get some crazy step counts for something like GTG, and Jabu is path to wisdom. So
okay, we got quite a few path to wisdom hints straight away, so we know where some items are at least. Just can't really get to any of them at the moment.
But it's always good to chase songs in these settings, especially if you can find warp songs.
Oh yeah, songs are probably even more powerful than they are in standard because of the sort of quickness of the seed and the ability to zip around.
Yeah, it's actually even possible that it could be like vanilla Rang for path, so that you get your Triforce piece on like map chests or something.
Absolutely. And that also brings up another point. The Triforce piece, while it has to be in a dungeon, it could literally be anywhere in that dungeon. It could be the first check, it could be the boss. Just have to try and work that out if we can.
But yeah, the 2-hour limit is the reason why the clock is ticking down.
It's definitely different. It's the very first time I've ever watched or commentated a race with a ticking down clock rather than a clicking up clock.
But yeah, these can be pretty fun because they're easy to do in like short doses. Get a lot of players around and
hover boot on one and a hook shot on the other. Okay. Well, they're both pretty useful items.
Yep.
And it looks like our trackers have worked out the settings and are able to get that updated now as well, which is good. Yeah, I would say this is the first race of this tournament, so there's been a few teething troubles in the background, but we're up and running. That's the important thing. We're sort of on time.
But you won't always get all 3 pieces, which is why the 2-hour limit is there, but usually you're going to get 1 piece. It's pretty rare that you're not going to get 1 piece.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
it's technically possible, but like realistically, no.
And if they both end up with 1 piece at the 2-hour mark, then whoever found that piece first will be the winner. So we have to keep an eye out for what time they find each one, if it should come down to it. And if neither of them has a Triforce piece at the 2-hour mark, then it's like the Soccer World Cup. It just becomes sudden death, and we just carry on until the first player finds one, and then they will win. All these games as well, I'm not sure we mentioned this, but they are best of 3s, so should one of the runners lose tonight, it doesn't really matter, because they will have an opportunity to win the next 2 and progress on to the over into the bracket. Yeah, I know I said soccer, but there's lots of Americans, so I thought I'll dumb it down for them.
Oh, I know both. I mean, Canadians say soccer, but like, I'm pretty familiar with both. And honestly,
it's because you guys don't play
football.
Yeah, it's because you guys don't play like American football. It's only the Americans who make it complicated by calling it football. Then everyone hates
I wrote
kickers.
Castle Foolish.
Interesting. So IGC is a route we need to go, but Harrold Castle itself, completely useless.
Yep.
And Wizard, yeah, if they find it simultaneously at the 2-hour mark, then that's gonna have to be retimed to work out who got the frame first. But that's very unlikely, and I certainly hope that doesn't happen, because that would give me a bit of a headache, and I'd rather not have that.
But out of some theory crafting for the Path of Wisdom, do you think that maybe the well may have something that leads to the letter, if not the letter itself?
Mm-hmm. I think at this point that's a pretty good guess with the information that we have. It's sort of pointing that way. There's so many wisdom hints, but not really any other hints yet.
Yeah.
But it is 15 steps, so I guess that sort of makes sense. Market is the path to courage. Okay, that's a courage hint. And if we only need 3 steps to get that. Suggests
and so far
it
we
might
found
be.
the hook shot.
And that's Bolero on Spirit Temple.
The question comes down where for that hook shot.
Mm-hmm.
It possibly could be fire.
That would be kind of bad, but it absolutely could be.
For one thing...
Oh, yeah. And we got ZL as well on Saris. That's pretty nice. Putting that early minuet to use.
Let's see, though. If we find, like, Sarias somewhere convenient as well, though, it could very well be Forest Temple.
OoT is Sun Song. I think we were talking about yesterday how that's like one of the worst ones, or the best ones. And another path to wisdom, that is Jabu Jabu. I don't know if we've seen that before, but...
Yeah, I'm thinking it might be Forest, possibly. Because we did get a very early song, and...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, we've got access. We can get into Forest pretty easily.
Yeah, it also depends on where Saria's is, then you can go real deep into Forest.
Mm.
And... Oh,
it's a big chest.
Big chest
we
there.
gotta find.
Sure.
It's a Soren tunic. Okay, well, guess it's better than nothing. Alfalfa about to go get ZL as well.
Yeah, I think the path for the graveyard could be Song of Storms in... Oh, what was that? Water Temple Path to Wisdom?
One of his Path to Wisdom hints. It's like all we're getting is Path to Wisdom, which, as I said, makes sense since there's 15 steps on the Path to Wisdom, but...
Oh my god.
We're gonna have to do a world tour just to get what we need for one of the Triforce pieces.
That reminds me of the qualifier, where that was absolutely cursed.
This is the thing, it's like, you think, oh, okay, yeah, we've got these small steps, it shouldn't be too bad, but... The good thing about Zuta is, no matter what the settings, Randobot will find a way to troll you.
I mean, that's Randobot do be Randobot. See, Midos doesn't have very much.
Wow, Mido's not having anything at all. What a surprise. A bit of divergence here. We've Red off to an early Child Lake. I'm presumably just going to go back to Harrold Castle, I imagine. And Alfalfa clearing up some more of Lost Woods with those bomb chews. And yeah, Ultimate Bronze Noob, yeah, Mido Denido. I think that was a Shark's phrase yesterday. It's pretty good.
Mido Denido. I always knew he was kind of sus.
Yeah. He is the sussest of all the characters in this game. Oh, and there's a first path of power hint.
Path of power. Well, there's Minuet. I don't think there was anything else.
Nothing else we've seen so far.
Because chews aren't logically relevant in these settings. They've just been forced into big chests.
Yeah, they're there as sort of like, ooh, is it an item that I need? No, it's just some more bomb chews. But still not in logic.
Speaking of which, Gerudo Valley
is foolish. Okay, that's good to know. Saves a trip.
Magic.
And there's magic. Look, can't really do anything with it yet, but it's good to have.
Alfalfa getting ready to scum his chews. I mean, fair play.
Yeah, absolutely. Have a peek at the maze, see what you find. It definitely wouldn't be a Triforce piece, but it certainly could be something that leads us to one.
And nothing.
Red gonna be the first one to go adult today. Which
yeah,
makes sense because, I mean, you haven't really got anything that you can use as a child. particularly. So. Alfalfa definitely being a bit more thorough with their child one. Sort of doing what they can in Goron City while they're here.
Yeah. That looks like it was nothing. And the song here is Storms.
That's actually pretty useful.
And was it worth it?
Survey says...
A bottle.
A bottle.
Maybe.
Okay, jury's out on that one, but probably useful. Ice intensifies, at the very least.
Yep.
Looks like we might have a bad bot in the background. There's none of the path hints are popping up. Well, technically they're not really path hints, are they? They are, but they're not. It's a bit complicated.
Valley rip again. GTG Path to Wisdom, I think that was.
I think so, yeah. Yep. Nothing on the scrub, so save scum all of that away. But got the information about GTG, which is pretty big.
Yep, especially since you can reverse.
Oh, okay, so it's not the bot, it's it's that we haven't got enough people tracking on this sheet. Which, yeah,
there's another bottle.
Oh, okay, cool. Now we got 2 bottles. Rush Ice.
And
very
they're both
much
bomb locked
intensified.
at the very least.
Kokiri Forest is foolish. Okay.
Oh, that explains Mido
That
to
explains
Nido.
Mido's, but at least we don't need to waste our time with that Storm's Grow, I guess. That's something. Yeah, purple.
Yeah, I think their starting song was Serenade.
Was it? I don't actually remember, but I don't think... I think it was Minuet. No,
Minuet was in the windmill.
I think it had to have been. But then... Does Alfalfa must have Serenade, it's just not showing.
Yeah. Red is going to be doing Dodongo's Cavern.
Absolutely. Don't hate this if you've gone adult pretty early. Might as well rush DC with the bomb chews. I mean, it's probably not in here, but it could be one of the pieces. At the very least, maybe something that we need.
Zora's Domain, Path of the Wanderer.
Okay, interesting. So there's something there, but not necessarily in the logic chain. So not one of the steps. But it could still be something that leads to those steps in some sort of way. Or it could just be like a third wallet that we don't need. Just don't know. It's one of those gambles that you sort of decide to take or not really. But in theory, it shouldn't really be needed. It just might help.
Red will not be able to clear out Dodongo's Cavern on the first trip.
It feels a little bad, but there's still some checks at least, and
Yeah.
probably got to do it at the very least.
Maybe he'll get bailed out by Choose.
No,
Or
just
it's a claim check.
But what it should do at least is get most of the way towards Ganon's castle access, at least, even if I can't finish it quite yet.
Ooh, this is... I think Alfalfa is thinking about doing Dompe's digging.
I don't hate it, actually, if you've got the time
But
of
I
day.
I think it's a little bit off for the time of day, unfortunately.
It's going to give it a good shot anyway. We're going to try our best. But I think it'll be a little bit too late by the time
Yeah,
he gets there.
is.
The moon is suspiciously already about a quarter of the way up by the time he even started, so...
But he still has access to the grave, the composer's grave, which is pretty nice. Oh, there's something big in here. Uh-oh.
Oops. There we go.
And...
oh, it's just a condom. Save scum that way. Red does not want to suit safely today, not at the cost of those bomb shoes.
Nope, it's too much. It's spending a lot of shoes for not a...
Yeah, Purple's right. Yeah, thanks, game. So DC not as good a shout as it looked like initially.
I think it was a fair play at least, but it just didn't pay out.
Nope. I mean, it's a play I probably would have made, whereas Alfalfa is still doing an extended child one, whereas Red's just like, oh, okay, well, there's nothing I can do now. I guess I'll go back as child, which always feels a little bit bad.
This is a really good play. Like Composer's Grave, if you don't have magic and a fire source, it's just better to do it as child.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bonus song, so
Alright,
that could very well be it for the graveyard.
Yeah, absolutely could be.
Because we haven't seen anything else.
No, I'm pretty sure the only checks left would be Dunpay race. Pretty sure. I think, and obviously Salsong.
Oh, ooh,
oh no,
that is unfortunate.
Not gonna work, and not gonna try it again. Which you very rarely see anyone try it again if they miss it up, because it's just so long to go all the way back.
Yep.
So if it's something important, well, Alfalfa's gonna have to come back with with Din's fire at some point, most likely.
So we will be getting night market checks, or night market check, I should say. So you can only really do Richard.
Yeah, no bomb bags, so we can't do bomb shoe bowling. Even though we've got bomb shoes, of course, that's not acceptable. You need an actual bomb bag, because I guess that makes sense.
You could try for the 1 in 32.
He could try for 1 in 32.
Richard's a good boy,
but his mother is not.
She's a stingy woman.
It's like the worst item you can possibly get in the game as a recovery heart. It's literally insulting. Almost.
Yeah.
And Alfalfa is going to take their first dip as an adult, whereas Red is coming back into Composer's Grave, so we might find out pretty soon if Alfalfa's going to regret messing up the flame storage. Only 3 chews is not feeling too good either, I don't think.
Yeah, I wouldn't rush to Dawn Ghost Cavern, which is...
No. Just a red rupee.
And there's the storm still.
Alright, here we go. Red's attempts. This looks a little bit better. I think he's got it.
It was nothing. So.
And it was nothing, so does not matter. Never punished.
Yep. Alfalfa about to probably find his second bottle from the fairy. Fairy fountain in DMC or DMT.
Yeah, we can't get into DMC Fairy Fountain just yet.
Well, you could if you set up a bean right now, but
Yeah,
the
true,
trick is absurdly precise.
And you have to go all the way to River to go buy a bean as well, which at this point as an adult is not exactly convenient.
Yeah. But we will be going into the well. I think the well actually might have a bow.
I mean, we know there's definitely something important in there, so we're going to get quite a bit of information coming up from Red here about our first sort of clue as to what these steps might actually be.
A bow or a bomb bag, I think.
That sounds plausible.
Oh, there's something in the Zeolock check in there.
Ah, interesting. Could be what we're looking for.
Nothing, and... Well, this is not much, but...
There's that second bottle for Alfalfa, so rushing ice is about as intensified as it's going to get at this point.
And that's dead as well.
Definitely looking like whatever it is ZL locked in well.
Yep. Well, I do know that well is probably not like the path is not where a Triforce piece is at all. Because it actually has too few steps for it.
Yeah, this wouldn't make sense.
Especially with the Path to Courage being a hook shot, and both Bolero and Requiem being available.
Mm-hmm. I mean, one thing about this seed is we've got basically all the warp songs apart from Nocturne, which is pretty nice to have.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have to hike too much.
Nocturne could just be an ice.
Mm-hmm. More justification for just rushing ice as soon as possible.
Because we do know where... So this is probably the path item right here. Rudos, okay.
Okay.
So I think the next step is probably Rain Chest. Though
the rank chest is disabled in these things, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, that's true. So it'd be after, like, behind Boomerang. I forgot about that.
Yeah. It's one of the things that stood out to me when I was looking over the rules. I was like, oh, okay, Boomerang chest is just completely disabled. That's interesting.
But yeah, that's third bottle.
Third bottle. Wow. I mean, if this seed isn't saying to rush ice, I mean, I don't know what it could possibly say otherwise.
And Alfalfa is going to GTG. Because this is a reverse wasteland over to there.
Indeed.
I mean, the opponent's song in Graveyard is kind of maybe screaming there. Go there.
Yeah, I can see HBA being a play here. Presumably knows that GTG is foolish, so I'm not going to waste too much time on it.
Frogs 1 is not disabled, but Frogs 2 is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Frogs 2, 30, 40, 50 skulls. The Begoran is claim check only. Basically, any way that we can sort of speed this up a little bit without having to go through too many toxic long checks, like 50 skulls required, is the idea behind.
Imagine if we just started off with all warp songs. That would decrease the maximum number of steps by quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but it also
in the well
is a lot more linear as well, I would think. Yeah, Well only had RL, so it's possible that GTG could have like a bomb bag or scale or anything, because we don't have any level of access to the area right now.
Nope.
And yeah, Stinger Chest is disabled.
Oh, and Bronze Noob for another good point. Yeah, it is Keezy. So no boss keys required, and shortcuts are enabled, which I think is amazing. In Forest and Jabu, you can just go straight to Baronade or PG if you decide, and it's completely legal. Yeah, just those two, but they're probably the biggest ones in my opinion.
Yeah, Fire doesn't really need the shortcut to be on. To be honest, it just makes it more interesting for logic. Well, Water doesn't even have a shortcut, other than if you really, really wanted to somehow get Pierre. Shadow shortcut, yeah, is huge.
For sure.
Jabu shortcut's extremely convenient as well, because that's a whole Deku stick you can save.
And you can. I like the Forest one because you can skip to Phantom Cannon without getting disqualified, which I quite like. You don't need to do the clip through the wall to the boss room anymore.
Yeah, or have that cutscene enabled. Where you drop a fish or a bug and then...
Oh, yeah. Trick out the system.
Because that's what you do in DDR. Ooh, something big here.
Well, I mean, kind of needed them. Like, it was only down to 3 bomb shoes, so that's sort of useful, I guess.
That makes Dodongos more palatable for Alfalfa. Because I'm pretty sure he knows the chew strats for...
Oh, Alfalfa definitely does. I'm sure I've seen them do the chew strats before.
Especially, I'm not sure if he prefers using the ground jump strats or the backflip strat. Because the backflip strat is technically faster, but it's more annoying.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of tech like that in Randomizer, but it's like, yeah, it's technically a little bit faster, but it's also a complete pain in the ass. So you have to balance out how much time you want to save versus how much frustration you might want to give yourself.
Yeah. Right. Forest not look has at least one key, so, and we do have hover, so at least we can check the courtyard.
Mm-hmm. Have a quick peek and see if it's small chests or not.
And we do get
Speaking of keys,
yep. At least we get one to peek here. Alright, so that's a small key there. Ooh!
that is a big chest, though.
That's a big chest. A bow!
Okay, that's kind of interesting, because that can't be the bow that is in logic for the complete Seed. That's just a separate bow that's available, with GTG being foolish.
It's not foolish.
Did I get that wrong? What's GTG?
It was Path to Wisdom.
Oh, but I am completely off base then. If it's Path to Wisdom, then yeah, that's actually... That's pretty
That's why
important.
alfalfa went in there.
I was wondering. I don't know why I thought it was foolish. I think it's because I'm sort of used to having the sheet, and I'm not sure we've got a sheet today. So
but that the bow is still out of logic because it requires 4 keys.
Correct.
Logically, I should say.
Yeah, I mean...
Because logic always has to assume worst key usage possible.
Yeah, which in GTG means that you basically just waste every single key in the maze that you possibly can. In the stupidest possible order. But that's what logic expects you to do, just to make sure. I'm sorry, Wizard. I'm sorry. I'll do better.
But it does leave a lot more checks to be opened, and we know that the hidden room has nothing interesting, so we can abandon it.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
Yeah, so just that bow really that we can get at the moment.
Now alfalfa is also going to be rushing forest. Makes sense. I mean, you have a bow.
Mm-hmm. You've got a bow, you've got access. Might as well go have a look. It's not really going to pay off though, but they will get that. No, we won't get anything from in here so far.
I think we only have one foolish so far, and that was... No, we have 2. Kokiri Forest and Harrold Castle.
Yeah, they were 2 foolish.
Oh, wait, 3.
Oh, yeah. Gerudo Valley. No, good point, Shy.
I forgot about that.
So that's our 3 foolish hints.
3 so far. We still need another 2.
That's right, yeah. The hint distribution is 5 foolish, 10 sort of hints. Not quite sometimes, but they're like...
They're path hints, typically.
Hints. Yeah. Or wanderer hints. They'll take preference over sometimes hints. But then if there's space left, then we'll get sometimes hints in the distribution.
But I do like having a lot of these shortcuts open. It'd be interesting to see what would the steps counters like change to if we had the Dodongo's Cavern shortcut open.
Oh yeah, if you didn't need to do choose strats and you could just go beat up the King Dodongo.
Yeah, you can do it with the hook shot. In fact, if you have access to Phantom Ganon as child, you could actually beat Phantom Ganon with just the boomerang, because it actually does damage.
That's so funny. Fighting PG as a child.
And you can, like, keep him perma-stunned. You're almost never going to have that kind of ability unless you have it, like, Dungeon ER with
It's
short
a very,
forest to
very,
shortcut open.
very unlikely combination of circumstances to to end up doing child PG, but it's fair. It's absolutely possible.
I kind of want to have settings so that it's more likely to have things like child DC and child Phantom Ganon. It would be hilarious to see. No, there's the key. Because that's what the shortcut does in Forest as well, is your keys can go elsewhere. Not in the places you expect them, but the last key on Bongo is even funnier.
Does mean that I was quickly going to say it does mean that Red can now go do the Ganon's Castle, I believe. So that's Spirit Temple
Path to Wisdom. Oh my god, you really are going around the world. We have
really
Spirit Temple, Water Temple, Jabu Jabu, all on the path, and GTG, all on the Path of Wisdom.
Where the heck is this wisdom Triforce piece then if we require all of these places?
Oh my god. Oh, and there's the last bottle on 20 skulls!
No way. So that's knowledge of bottle percent. So, okay. Only 10 skulls.
I just thought of something. So, what if the piece of courage is in Ganon's castle?
Absolutely could be. It's such a short chain. Like, in theory, you shouldn't really need very much, so it's got to be somewhere reasonably accessible fairly early on, you would hope.
Yeah, that's true, because Bongo is technically 5 key locked still, assuming worst key usage.
Red is absolutely going to rush to the rush to Ganon's Castle since they can.
We'll start off with Forest Trial.
That makes sense. That's what I usually do if I come in here with quite early.
A bomb bag.
Bomb bag. Okay.
Well, that just puts Zora's domain into logic.
None of this chews out of logic anymore. It's explosives to now in logic.
Red was making his way over, I think, to Spirit Trial, forgetting that you can actually get that like Shadow Trial 1 with just Song of Time, and it isn't logic. I've seen it throw a few people off in mixed pools. It doesn't happen very often, but yeah, it does throw people off.
I can definitely see that. I can see myself being thrown off by that at least once.
Yeah, it's one that, like, I remember Forest Trial. That's when I learned that Forest Trial isn't hovers locked.
Learned the hard way.
Yep. But it sure is annoying.
There's just so many annoying little quirks about this game that, like, it's such a good game, and it's my favorite randomizer. But oh god, it can be toxic sometimes.
One key.
Oh, big chest. A wallet.
A wallet. Could you imagine if it was like Way of the Wanderer in Zora's Domain for Goron Tunic? I mean, it's possible.
Really funny. It's absolutely possible.
But it's now possible that the piece could just be on King Dodongo himself. And Alfalfa also going to be rushing over to the tower.
Absolutely. As soon as you've got access and you know that it's somewhere you need to go.
Ooh,
Red
I'm getting nervous for Red now because he's
got
almost...
Got that heart refill. Should be okay. There we go. But not forgetting about this chest. At least.
Thankfully, he doesn't actually have to kill the Stalfos to peek this one.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's something big, he's gonna have to grab it. Oh.
It's nothing. So bomb bag then, or wallet? Unless it's
probably the bomb bag. I'm thinking.
It would sort of make sense. Like logically, it opens up a lot of things for the seeds progression.
Yeah, it opens up a lot more than the wallet does, which is mostly
we've already got the Zora tunic, right? So the only thing that would need the wallet for would be the Goron tunic.
And heck, with that Rudo's letter, it also rules out something like Paradox letter.
Mm-hmm.
Alfalfa about to get his bomb bag.
Absolutely recommend that you do learn how to reverse Wasteland. It's the way I learned it was I basically just got like a few YouTube videos up and just practiced it for like 20 minutes, and then I was like, okay, I'm pretty confident.
Oh, that was me too. I actually picked it up from Alfalfa's stream, like the VOD on that.
I mean, when I started playing this, like a lot of the ways I learned things was like watching VODs, and then it's like, oh, that's a cool trick. How do they do that? And then just like practicing it.
Oh, that's exactly my learning method as well. It's like, oh, you pick up and a lot of it's like setup videos as well.
Mm-hmm.
Mayday.
This is a definite F to the stream. For now, anyway.
Yes.
Fortunately, the race is still going on. It's nothing on the race's end.
Oh,
we're back.
We're back.
Didn't miss anything. Red's turn to reverse Wasteland.
He's going to be pretty disappointed that... Well, he's probably going to be disappointed that the only thing he finds so far is a bow.
Mm-hmm. Which, as useful as it is, it's not like it exactly answers a lot of questions about about anything, really.
And yeah, good on Alpha to getting rid of that Beamos with the choose that he just got, the extra choose he got. Because those Beamos in particular can do 1 heart of damage.
Mm-hmm.
The big ones do 1 heart, the small ones do half a heart. That's... Especially in Triforce Blitz, because you have really low health for...
You've got access to this area so early. You just need to beat any dungeon, and you can get to Ganon's castle, which means you're likely to come here with just 3 hearts, or 4 if you're lucky.
But we don't know exactly. We have, like, Spirit Temple, Water Temple, Jabu, ETG, all being Path to Wisdom.
This Path to Wisdom is a world tour. At least that's what it looks like from the initial information that we have.
But we do know that Ganon's castle is Path to Power. And we've only found a bomb bag and a wallet so far. So it could be pointing towards something in Fire Temple, or just something that's hard bomb locked, or even just bomb locked in general. I wonder what Alfalfa's next play is going to be. Is it going to be to do Dodongo's Cavern? Is it going to be to go Child? We'll have to find out.
Yeah. If it goes Child though, like, what's it really gonna do?
Well, he hasn't done well yet.
Ooh, that is a good point, actually. Yeah. Well,
He hasn't done well. There is Bomb Chew Bowling as well.
Oh yeah, we've got the bomb back now. We can actually do that if we remember. It's like when you get the bow
I think he's
really
going to
late.
the maze.
If you get the bow really late and you forget to do adult shooting, that's a similar sort of feels bad.
Yeah, I've forgotten Bomb Chew Bowl. Lee and I, when we did our co-op for our first season, so season 2 of co-op, we actually forgot Bomb Chew Bowling a couple times where it had our go mode.
Oh no.
But now that we do a lot more co-op RSL things, it's not so much of an issue anymore.
Mm. Yeah, there's ways you can sort of mitigate it, work around it. Now that you're sort of more experienced in like RSL methods.
Yeah, you kind of get used to hoovering over checks. Link the Goron is just obscenely annoying.
I mean, that's fair. And also has an obscene amount of money as well, which, you know, I don't think is very fair considering all he does is just roll around all day. I mean, I guess that's what you get when you're the son of a chieftain or whatever. Royalty, essentially.
I'm pretty sure all Gorons are. I mean, how do they even reproduce if they're all brothers?
That is a question that has never been answered by Nintendo, and probably will never be answered by Nintendo.
Surprised it just doesn't go for the... And it's... Oh, that's a biggie.
That is a biggie. Alright. Got those hover boots, so we can... Okay, we can attempt it again.
You can actually like jump off from the chest as well.
There we go.
And it actually goes both ways, so you can jump out. Oh, that's either hammer locked or strength 2 locked. My money's on hammer locked.
Guess hammer, yeah. Otherwise that's strength 3, which would be a little bit weird.
But that is forest full clearable, but I don't know what piece that would lead to at this point, other than maybe we just have to find 2 drinks immediately, and we also know that Dodongo's Cavern really didn't have much.
No, I mean, it's literally had nothing of the parts that we've seen. But, you know, the Triforce piece of courage is probably just a King Dodongo at this point.
It's very possible. Because I'm almost wagering to guess that Saria's song might be on Nocturne. That one is Zora's Domain, Way of the Wanderer.
which means neither of them.
It actually could be logical strength too, depending on where the hammer is.
Yeah, if the hammer's in forest or something like that.
Or in deep fire.
Mm.
Because all it takes is to get past the elevator to be strength 1 locked. You just often don't think about it because there are so many ways to skip it.
Yep. Yeah, it almost never comes up in standard settings, so it's not something you usually think about.
Usually around this time, that either the item chains are more obvious when it's a smaller amount, or yeah, it's starting to do the good guessing now.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think we're going to get the Piece of Wisdom. Unless we manage to get it significantly out of logic.
Yeah, it's like just some god rooting goes on and we just stumble across it somehow. That looks like an item.
It was,
we saw that though, didn't we? Yeah, it was the meme item. There's for both the red.
I wonder how much faster these would be if you could have like a version of this, but with like the DDR rule set.
Oh wow,
That'd be
yeah.
fun to see.
You could probably have like 15-minute seeds if you get lucky.
Minuet was in the windmill. So it was on Storm's check. It could be one of the Poe sisters, for all we know. But the bow is still out of logic, unfortunately. Because we still need 4 keys logically to get that.
And we are nowhere close to finding 4 keys with what we've got. And yeah, Shy, I'm with you. Like, it took me so long to get used to DDR, meaning Dungeon Door requirements, and not Dance Dance Revolution.
I still think of both. Could very well be DC late chests. Because, yeah, if Saria's is on Nocturne check, then it could be either this coming check or King Dodongo. Oh, speaking of which... Yep, there's a piece of courage.
Alright, I'll make a quick note of that. So that's basically exactly 1 hour and 1 minute. Alright.
You could have had this like really early on if you just rushed Dodongo's Cavern. Like, if I was me, I probably would have gotten that in 10 minutes because I would just rush Dodongo's Cavern.
I mean, rushing Dodongo's Cavern is always a good idea, in my opinion. It's just do it.
Yeah, even MQ Dodongo's Cavern is pretty good to rush. In fact, you save him even more choose because you don't have to go for the one in the staircase. And that's just a skull room, so that's 2 chews you save, because it's more efficient to do it backwards.
Yep. That is a definite 1-0 lead for Alfalfa, seeing as Red's just gone back child, so not going to be getting the Courage Triforce piece immediately.
Yeah, it's not always clear which Triforce piece you have, but in this case, it's very understandable that this one is because of the low requirements needed to actually get to it. But in others, you may mistake, say, the power piece for like the wisdom piece if they're like pretty close in step count, which can really be dangerous, and it has happened to me before.
If you think you've like, oh yeah, I've worked this out, this was got to be this one, and this has got to be this one, and then you end up just like the complete opposite of where you need to be. And you're like, oh, okay, well, I guess I lose. Fantastic.
It doesn't say in Triforce like what Triforce piece it is. It just says you have a Triforce piece. We just made it off the assumption that it's only 3 steps big.
Yeah, it can't be wisdom, and it's unlikely to be power. So, process of elimination says it's almost certainly courage. But yeah, we don't want to make it too easy for these runners. Like, we want to keep them guessing a little bit.
Song of Time. It does make water a little bit more palatable, but I imagine alfalfa is probably going to be chasing the power piece, which we still haven't found a second hint for that.
Yeah, Ronin Traveller, no, Alpha hasn't managed to speedrun every single dungeon in an hour and 5 minutes. It's just they're lit up on one side.
It's not possible glitchlessly.
Yeah, if they had managed to do that, then they'd already been disqualified about 45 minutes ago.
Yeah, because with glitches you could do it in pretty quickly, but glitchlessly, Forest alone takes about 15 minutes. And so does Shadow.
Spirit can be pretty slow as well, depending on the key layout and items.
And water can be pretty nasty with fire.
Ooh. Yeah, there's so many bad dungeons that it could possibly be.
But yeah, you don't need bow to get those bombs. Just, yeah, exactly. Hook and forest access, which we already have. And sorry is... Oh! Chickens!
Chickens! Red
Oh,
not happy
no! Oh,
the other
no.
thing that worth pointing out is it's just 3 chickens, as Red remembered on this one, unlike the siege yesterday, where one of the runners forgot that it was 4 chickens and did all 7 of them, just because. Which you know, is always fun, I guess.
The amount of times I've seen Rang on chickens is absurd.
You think there's like some weighting of Randobot that just slightly increases the odds of it being on that chick.
I kind of like the count more from mixed pools for chickens, where it's 3 instead of 4. Like, sure, it's the difference of like 1 chicken, but that 1 chicken makes a huge difference personally.
Yeah, you've got 3 really easy chickens, and then all the other ones are a little bit more slow.
Yeah, it's the 4th one that starts to add complexity.
That's when you start realizing you're wasting time.
I wouldn't mind actually doing 1 or 3 chickens for Triforce Blitz just to speed it up even more. I mean, if we're canceling boomerang chests, we might as well do that with chickens as well. Oh, Gins.
Wow, there's our fire source. No magic though, whereas Alfalfa's got both the magics, so neither of them can use it yet, but at least we know where it is now.
Alfalfa is going to have to get into CAC soon if he wants to get that. If he was going to get that boomerang.
I think it should just be about okay. But
Kakariko Path to Power. That could be the Rang. So he's not going to get the Rang on chickens. He's going for Dompe Diggin.
he's gonna have to hope that Dompe's holding out on us, and he's actually got something good on him.
I wonder if it's the Rang or Minuet. I think it might be Minuet for Path to Power.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, we
It
need
is
Rang
almost
for
6
Wisdom, but you can only have one path into an item at a time. But it could be Minuet, because Ganon's Castle also was Path to Power. It is possible, though, that it could be, like, Rang in Jabu. Wait. Dodongo would be 3. Letter would... No, it's possible. I had to think it out loud.
This is
Rang,
what I quite like about this new...
Rang, then Storms, and Letter add 3 steps.
Like, this
So, yeah.
steps thing is so new, but I quite like it. I quite like trying to work out how this actually affects things compared to, like, standard, which was just your usual hints. The step hints, quite an interesting idea.
Depends on where the scale is. We may never see the scale. Reverse Wasteland is never in logic. But if you want the closest thing to that, it would be like a Ponus song or a long shot. A Ponus song plus hovers or long shot. And then you need magic and lens for Desert Crossing.
Yeah, and unlike leak settings, we do not start with a lens, so... But we do start with consumables, so I'd rather take consumables over the lens myself, personally.
I mean, Scrubs has both.
That's true.
And it has Prelude.
And yet, somehow those seeds can be absolute horror seeds.
Oh!
There's another strength on Zora's Domain.
Oh, is it possible that Hammer might
be?
actually be Wanderer?
At this point, possibly
For
so.
strength 3?
Which is weird to say, but it could be.
No. If it's for strength 3, Hammer still couldn't be Wanderer. Because you'd still need to, get the other 2 strengths anyway, which each are...
Yeah, you're right.
But yeah, there's that Jabu shortcut, so we don't have to go downstairs.
Nope. No need to check Boomerang Chest, because that's
Oh
just
yeah, that's true.
deleted.
It's possible that we may only need 2. But the problem is then that strength still wouldn't be Wanderer then. Oh wait, I see what you mean. Because then either there's a 3rd strength you can grab to get. No. Oh, for Spirit, yeah, it'd have to be for Spirit then. It's the only thing I can think of. Get to see if Jabu was anything. Yeah, Jabu would be a 6 count if we don't find a scale. Because Minuet, Hook to bombs, ZL, Rudos, and Rang.
Could get us tied back up at 1-1, if it is.
Of course, it all depends on if Alfalfa ever goes and grabs the Rang as well. Oh yeah, there's storms in there as well.
Oh yeah,
that
good
would be
point.
7.
That would
right.
be 7.
Oh, a biggie here. That's probably Path then. No, that's another
It's
bomb
another
bag.
bomb bag. Okay.
That's bomb locks so far. A scale would make the... Actually would decrease it by 2. Or actually by 1, if depending when you get it. Oh, it's on Baronade.
Interesting.
Yeah, so Baronade has the item that we need. Of Lake Hints.
Well, a lake hint, anyway, which is still more than we usually see.
Yeah. It's just another copy of the Hyrule Castle Foolish, I think. But whatever's path in whatever's path is in Baronade, that's for sure. Because it's not that bomb bag.
Guessing Alfalfa's going to do some Harrold field checks if they haven't already on their way to horseback archery, would be my guess.
Yeah. And if Red goes back into Dodongo's cavern, then it's very much possible that he can get his second piece. But he might write it off. I'm not going to say he will, but it's possible.
I mean, I can see it. I definitely see it happening.
Iron Boots.
Iron Boots.
So...
Nice.
Let's see, so there's Water Temple, which is Path. Wonder if it's Wanderer for King Zora. Something tells me that Wisdom definitely there's definitely something deep in water for that. because I know that there's at least one more check available, and Red is going into Forest with the full Forest kit.
Mm-hmm.
With the bow and the strength, it would make sense that he would try going for it. Though the bow is still out of logic for him.
Yeah.
Bombs did not lock Ruda's letter because it was in the ZL. He has no shield, but Strength 1 is available, so
very much available.
We have Din's magic.
6-path being ice. I mean, yeah. Like we were saying about half an hour ago when we got the second bottle, Russian ice was looking pretty tasty. And now we've got, what, 3 or 4 bottles? So more bottles than we'll ever need.
Ice is usually a pretty good play for going for it. But Jeff, if you get anywhere from like 0 to 10, like not 0, 2 to 10, then it's usually ice.
Mm.
Or 2 to like, I think it's 12.
I mean, if it's particularly convoluted, yeah, it might take 12 steps to get into ice. And complete it to the point where you can actually get what you need. But so far this seed has seemed not too evil, generally. It's not really made a lot of sense as such, but it is also not completely horrific. And tournament organizer and I believe creator of these settings themselves, Elegatua, raiding us in for party of 2. Welcome in.
Oh
no.
It might not be the bow, it might be the mirror shield.
Oh, it absolutely could be that mirror shield. Oh, that's gonna... that's pretty bad for Red if that's the case.
And Chuckles, the master of TF Blitz.
Yeah. Chuckles and Baby Shark final. Gonna happen.
Man, I'm gonna have to play better. Yeah, because Red has no nuts and no shield.
Oof. And only 4 hearts as well. This is not the most enjoyable Forest Temple that they'll ever do. A little bit of an AM going on here, but alfalfa should still be fine.
Oh, what's this?
Oh, it's a slingshot.
Oh, that's pretty deep.
I love it when you get a slingshot in Forest. It's just such a troll. Yeah, exactly. Disappointment in a big chest. 1500 is nothing. Horse and bow together, pretty useless thing.
I mean, there's still Big Poe, but like, and that is in Path.
I mean, yeah, Harrold Market's Path, isn't it? So.
We're.
Oh no, changed his mind. Oh, has he? He's thinking. It's like...
It's understandable.
Yeah. No, this is... a little bit confusing, the logic at the moment. Yes, Ultimate Bronze Noob, yes. We have a lot of settings, like 30, 40, 50, Skull Mask, Mask of Truth, etc. have been disabled. But 1500, no, that is still enabled. You might still have to do 1500.
I still got to practice, like,
get practicing.
the fast snipe for that.
Yeah. I mean, if you do it like enough times, eventually it's not too bad.
Yeah.
But I do know someone who like refuses to play this version of OoT just because they prefer the motion sensors on the 3DS for aiming with, which I kind of agree.
Right.
Like, it does make it a lot easier.
The aiming is a lot easier, but Z-Tar, like backwalking is awful on the 3DS version.
Oh god, yeah, it's bad. So it balances out, I guess.
Yeah,
Benji,
3 for
welcome
DC.
in. Yeah, it was. And unlikely we're going to see the
Alfalfa's rushing ice.
So we have got a rush ice. Alfalfa already one Triforce piece up. No, just coming to collect the blue fire and is out of there.
Yeah, this is going to be a rush ice play because he doesn't have a scale or irons. Because if he had irons,
he doesn't have the irons.
Bolero.
That's right. Yeah, of course. So he can just get across there. But
one thing I would do definitely is I'd actually open the eyes before opening the switch and then save. Because then I can scum the chews like upstairs and then...
Exactly, like the chews you're going to need to use, you still use them anyway, and then anything else after that you can just scum. It makes logical sense.
And then I would just buy the shield just so I don't have... So I can just use ground jump strats instead, because that's way easier.
Oh my god, it is, yeah. This is why I always buy a shield if I get an opportunity to buy a shield, just because ground jump
makes combat too much easier. Yeah. Like, why would you throw away, like, minutes by not getting a shield?
Exactly. Like, the shield enables so many powerful tricks.
I thought he was going to rush ice.
Yeah, no, we're going to get... Not quite a double forest. Maybe for a few seconds. But one enters, one leaves. Like a busy nightclub. So that's just how it works. You learned ground drums today, Ultimate Bronze Noob.
You know what would be nice is
that is right.
Free Scarecrow in these settings. I know it's confirmed for Season 2, but it would have been so nice to have it for like making free key forests really, really good for this. Because then you can just peek the chest and then just bail.
This is a pretty good play from Red here, just take the iron boots and rush water at this point.
Like, one thing to note is if you've ever failed like a super slide or a Hess or a mega jump, you essentially just do a ground jump if you get it too early.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you get the kind of bonus, the consolation prize of a ground jump.
Oh, yep.
And yeah, you're right, Bronze Noob, I can highly recommend basically any of Arthur's videos about how to do various tricks. Like, I learned hookshot extension through his videos.
Yeah, same. It helped me too, because then I still need to practice, like, super slides, hessing, and mega flips. I can somewhat consistently do mega flips now, but I can't do super slides. And I think that, at least for DDR, At least mega flips are going to be very valuable to pick up.
For sure.
But, so courage is not too bad. It's in Dodongo's cavern right above the king. We don't know about the other 2 pieces yet.
Wisdom probably will never know
pretty
about.
Nasty.
Yeah, about half an hour left at this point. Unlikely we'll see it. Power, however, could tie this one up.
Yeah.
Still wouldn't be enough for Red though, because Alfalfa did find did complete DC very much earlier by having explosives available to be able to do so. Yeah.
Yeah, having a full bomb bag. Alfalfa's turn to be disappointed by whatever's in this box.
Yeah,
which we know it is, but...
Oh, it's a slingshot, for God's sake, why?
I think it's even more concerning that slingshot's still out of logic.
Oh, that makes my head hurt.
And it's scary, too, is that, in theory, our wisdom piece could actually be in Deku Tree.
Ooh. I kind of would like that, low-key, but I kind of would hate it at the same time.
I believe there should be. I don't know if anyone's updated the sheet.
Yeah, I don't think for this particular one we have any. But there will be when... This was a little bit last-minute teething problems. This is the very first time we've sort of streamed anything of this sort. So as you can see, we've had to change the layout of the tracker. We have got a new sheet that I believe Star has very kindly made for us. But I'm still not totally sure if that's integrated. Yeah, I don't think it is, so... We will get there, there's plenty of this tournament left. It's just a few opening day teething problems.
Red doing the method I usually use to get up there. Though, you can actually use the gainer method as well, which is like doing a backflip in midair while you have forward momentum.
Oh yeah, that is pro game with that.
Will it be worth it? Yeah. I'm not sure when I'm gonna have... Ooh!
Oh.
Oh my god!
2/3.
Oh my god. It depends on where the long shot is.
Yeah, we know where all the strengths are now.
Because we have everything else but the bow is in logic. Well, the thing too is we also have a spirit's a path as well for wisdom.
This wisdom path is just like, I just feel that it's just like the biggest bait that we're just not going to have time to do anyway. And like, just ignore wisdom completely and just try to work out what power is. Probably what I'm gonna do.
Mirror is in GTG. So yeah, it's path 2. It's very possible that it's the Deku sword, like it's the Kokiri sword in one of the mirror lock checks.
Oh, I'd love that. I mean, I'd hate it, but I'd love it at the same time.
Deku could be literally anywhere, and it is absolutely cursed. Like, Deku can be as early as, like, 1 step to about as many as you need for the
as you
seed.
can think about, yeah, just like 100% the seeds to get your Kokiri sword.
Yep. Just imagine having to do 8, like, stones and, and burning
at this point, I
and
kind of
Nocturne for that.
I can kind of see Wisdom being integrity. This would be pretty bad, and even more unlikely that we'll actually see what the hell Wisdom is, wherever it is.
I think Alfalfa may have. Oh no! Wait, I think he's digging for hints. Yeah, he's digging for hints right now. See, water path, path to water.
Another
temple
path to Wisdom. I mean, it makes sense that we'd have all these Wisdom paths.
Yeah. A lot of it too is like one-ofs. Yeah, chickens or ice.
Mm-hmm. This seed actually was correct.
Alpha going for skulls.
Yeah, the 10's still on the table for something, with CAC being a path.
The power? Yep. Well, we know it's not a strength, but it could be, in theory, hammer. Yeah, Kaka's path to power.
Yeah, we've seen about 2 path to power hints and about 15 path to path to wisdom hints. Something. Obviously, I'm exaggerating.
We had 1 path to courage.
That's true. All 3 steps of it. Which, yeah, thanks, guy.
Market was path to courage, and that was for the hook shot to get into forest into Gannett's castle. Get the bomb bag to beat King Dodongo himself.
Oi, Tobias, welcome on in.
Welcome on in.
Yeah, we haven't got any commands just yet, Tobias. They're sort of work in progress. I think it's safe to say. But we can give you a rundown. We'll give you a rundown.
Yeah.
As you can see, Alfalfa is 1 Triforce piece up. And the only difference, really, is that they had explosives in DC, which was King Dodongo was our Triforce piece. So at this point, I've got to say, with 24 minutes left, like Red's going to have to basically Godbrain the Wisdom Triforce piece and the Power Triforce piece in 24 minutes, which...
Yeah, because I think at this point he's kind of written off King Dodongo, as unfortunate as that sounds.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. I mean, it would give him a chance, but without it, yeah, he's in trouble. Since Alfalfa got it almost basically on the hour mark.
I think Alfalfa is about to do chickens and go into this crazy path, crazy long path once he finds it. Ooh, what's this? A bow.
It's like, yeah, just scum that away. No, thank you. Completely useless.
I'm trying to think if that could possibly be path.
Where was
we
the
have
first
Dins.
bow? We got Dins.
That was
yeah,
in
right.
GTG. And I'm thinking that's probably just bow locks, because it's 4 key locks right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the one thing that's completely out of logic, essentially. So that would make sense.
I kind of want to see the spoiler log for this, if it's available.
Nope, no spoiler log. I turned spoiler log off just to make sure.
Yeah, to make sure we don't get any troublemakers. I doubt any of them would be, but
I'm sure not.
It's better. It's
better not
better to be safe than sorry.
Absolutely. If it's impossible, then nobody can say anything.
Yeah. Red couldn't get the mirror shield at the time.
Yeah, oh no is basically summed up Red Seed so far. It's like been so close. Just unlucky with not having the right items at the right time.
Yeah.
Whereas Alfalfa has.
Maybe missing a key count or something. I'm not 100%. Maybe the only thing I could think of is he didn't go and. Oh yeah, Song of Time, because Alfalfa went back into GTG, I think, at some point.
Yeah, Alfalfa's definitely double dipped GTG. I think Red has.
Yeah, because King Dodongo is locking the Song of Time. That's right.
Yeah, it turns out that King Dodongo, not just important for the Triforce speed, actually unlocks basically.
Yeah, it's on the
90% of the seed. Indeed, Shy. Yeah, King Dodongo actually important.
Well, yeah.
Into the last 20 minutes now. It's gonna unless Red can stumble across 2 Triforce pieces in the next 20 minutes, we're looking like game 1 will go to Alfalfa Field. But the interesting thing about this tournament is because these seeds are really only supposed to go up to 2 hours at a maximum, we do best of 3s every round. So although it'll be a bit harder for Reds having to win the next 2 matches, they absolutely still have a chance. And, luck can absolutely change. If Red had just had that bomb bag, then we'd be really close, because they'd both have got the Triforce piece at roughly the same time, and then it would make my job a lot harder. But, that isn't the case today.
Yeah, that's kind of how the cookie crumbles sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like Red's done anything wrong or made any bad decision. Just literally got the timing slightly wrong and didn't have enough, whereas Alfalfa did. Sometimes that's what it be.
Yeah. Well, Alfalfa will probably find the iron boots before our time runs out, but I'm not sure about, because he's definitely gonna get that strength too here. Then
there it is.
I'd almost kind of wager going to just skipping to Spirit instead.
No, I think that's a reasonable.
But of course, that's with
guess to pick.
With sitting in the commentator booth is quite different than actually being in the race.
I mean, that is for sure.
And we finally found our first Temple Foolish, and it's Fire Foolish.
Okay, well, I mean, that's good to know, but like, neither of these
a little late.
Go to fire anytime soon anyway, I don't think. So, yeah, not as helpful as it might have been like an hour ago.
And Red is about to find the tunic.
Oh yeah, I'd forgotten about this bait chest and child spirit, which has the tunic.
You know, the scary thing is that it could actually be like for tunic.
Oh,
for water key logic.
Logically, it absolutely could.
Because the strength we found is 5 key locks. So it's very much possible that that what we could be seeing is water key logic isn't really that bad, to be honest. It only gets really funky during key sanity.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting raided by Sean.
Hey, Sean. Welcome in. And hello, Raiders. Just in time for the last 15 minutes of the seed. Pretty much convinced it will be the last 15 minutes. I don't think we're going to the equivalent of a penalty shootout. Oh, alfalfa messing up the jump and gonna have to do all of that again, which always feels bad. Do you already hate Princess Ruto? Hey, now you can hate her even more. What a
You're
game.
in the garbage.
That's pretty good, Lee. Alf with the capital F.
But yeah, that's why I like MQ Jabu way more, other than just the fact that there's cows everywhere. Is that on top of that, you can just ignore Ruto for like 90% of the dungeon.
Amazing. It's like the one good change they made to Master when they gave the interns control.
I think the Dongo's Cavern is also more interesting with MQ, personally.
I'm a fan of MQ. I love watching it, I just hate playing.
Deku is slightly annoying in MQ because it just opens up a lot more checks. Like, unnecessary ones, in my opinion, but Fire is really annoying. Fire and Spirit are really bad. Shadow isn't actually that bad, personally.
It's like, for all the improvements that they make sure to screw up everything else just to make it that much more horrific. And another raid, Blue Sean. Raiding for party of 2, thanks for joining us. For the last 13 minutes or so, presumably, well, almost certainly, of this race. But worth bearing in mind, this is a doubleheader today that we have for you to celebrate the start of this absolutely bonkers tournament.
I still gotta set up my match times, and I'll have to do that for the weekend because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be busy this week, like during the weekdays, but I should be available on the weekends.
Who's your opponent, Alex? I don't remember.
Our previous raider.
Oh, really?
Or I should say the the person who rated last. There we go.
Interesting. Oh, that should be a good race. Gotta look out for that one when you guys schedule it.
Yeah.
Sean.
Yeah, that was me that misspoke. That reminds me of my days in college when there was like 3 Alexes.
Oh no.
Fun times.
At least the two Seans had the decency that their parents spelt the name slightly different, so forward-thinking parents there.
I mean, you can't really spell Alex differently though.
No.
Other than with like a K or a C.
I guess you could do like the Russian version, like ALEKS or something, but or Alec, like Alec Baldwin.
Yeah, but they'd also often be like nicknamed Misha.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah, Misha is like the Russian version of Alex.
Yeah, like I've been around enough Russians when I was playing Team Fortress 2.
To be fair.
Oh yeah, it's Alexander.
Oh, it's Sasha. Well, I mean, I get confused because like none of them sound like Alex, so.
And Red is about to get his mirror shield, probably go back into Spirit. We might even find... if it's on Rova, it's going to be really cutting it close. If it's... But we do technically have Strength 3 available. I like the shade that he has for his shield. And yeah, Alfalfa, I think, doing exactly what I thought. So it's just going to reason out, like, oh, water's probably where it is. Of course, with that, it could be that Twin Rova actually has a piece.
It's like, in theory, it could turn up on like any dungeon check, and just for this seed, it's just all been bosses. But like, that's not how it's usually supposed to go. Honest.
Well, it wasn't on a boss for King Dodongo. It was the chest above him.
It was, wasn't it? Yeah, it was the chest above King. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair though, Twin Rova is a witch, and witches love gold. As well as cursing people, but that's a whole other story.
I could definitely see the Twin Rover sisters being pretty covetous about wealth.
Ooh. So, we have to go back into... We're gonna have to fight the Rova sisters.
Wizard with a good point, yeah. If you believe J.R. Tolkien, dragons absolutely love gold. Like, I mean, they just melt it and smelt it with their breath, I would imagine. But like, I guess it makes sense that they would sleep on it, on a big pile of gold.
It'd be pretty uncomfortable. Especially when you're as big as a dragon, because...
It's like if you ever saw the can't remember which duck it was. Scrooge McDuck with his pool of coins and diving into it. I'm just like,
yeah, Scrooge is like...
that looks so painful. Why would you
That would
want to
be
dive
so
into a
painful.
pile of
Gold is
metal?
heavy.
Yeah.
Like, gold is a really heavy element.
Definitely can't go swimming in it. I don't care how well you can swim.
In fact, it's quite a bit heavier than silver. But it's soft, too. Gold is, like, really soft.
Yeah, very
like,
malleable.
you can actually chew it.
Gold's such a weird element. It's like heavy but soft. Like, that shouldn't make any sense, but it does.
It might be on Rova. We might be able... Oh, uh-oh. Oh yeah, Red doesn't have... I don't think Red has the hint about,
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
I mean, in the next 5 minutes, it's probably not going to change anything anyway, but if he did have a chance, and it was closer, that would probably have screwed him right there.
But Rova has a disproportionately high amount of pieces in her armory. For whatever reason, she loves to hoard gold. Like, you know that dog in DuckTales, the one that constantly says gold.
DuckTales, one of my favourite cartoons. That theme song is like just chef's kiss. It's amazing.
Yeah. Now I feel old thinking about it.
To be fair, as soon as I said it, I was like, wow, that cartoon was so long ago.
Yeah, I know. I'm getting pretty close to 30. That's a scary thought.
Oh, I've been through 30. It wasn't fun. But it gets better. It gets better on the other side of it. It's not as bad.
I've been told that life starts at 40.
I'm not sure about that. I mean, I'm going to be really depressed by the time I hit 40. I just know, like, I know how bad I felt when I hit 30, so 40 is just going to be another thing entirely.
Yeah, if you're going to go for, like, your last gambit, you may as well go for ice.
Yeah. Absolute roll of the dice here.
Well, that's why I said I've been told that life starts at 40. I don't think it does. I think it starts
I think life
around
starts
20. That's when it gets most exciting, unless you get into like a really bad position.
By the time the late 20s come along, things start getting a little bit more like adult life, and everything is a bit crap.
Yeah, I mean, it does technically start at 0. But you don't, like, most people don't remember, like, up until, I think it's 3 or 4 years old, and even then it's really hazy.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, from that age I have, like, 3 memories, I think, and that's about it.
And there are very few people that even have, memories of them actually being a baby, because there is actually a condition where they can actually remember everything, and they tend to go kind of insane because you're remembering everything that happened in your life.
Your brain isn't developed enough by that point to, like, really sort of comprehend all the stuff that you're going through, right? That's the whole point.
But it isn't really
developing as you get
that.
older.
It's because it's because humans have to come out like woefully undeveloped because if they come out more developed, it's pretty dangerous for childbirth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes absolute sense.
Because, well, our big brains are our reason for success, at least in the animal kingdom. Because we work so well together most of the time, I should say.
I mean, in theory. Theory and practice don't always match, but in general.
Yeah, but I mean, we definitely work better than bears.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, we are truly social animals, even if we're unsociable, like I can be.
oh my god, that's the power piece.
It's got to be the power piece. It's too late, too little, too late. Unfortunately, it's just going to make it worse because maybe Red's now like, have I got a chance? Have I got a chance to win? Whereas before it was probably like, oh, I'm going to lose. Now it's like,
well, he
have
doesn't
I
even
just
have enough
snatched
time
this?
to walk to Dodongo's cavern.
Nope, no snatching it at the end. Unfortunately, Red. I'm sorry to say.
I mean, if you have something like from between 2 to I think it's 12 or 13, it's good to just rush ice.
I mean, you could have just removed all of the beginning of it and just said, it's good to rush ice, and I'd have agreed with you. 100%.
But yeah, it's over.
Oh, and we get an F as well, just because why not? Because Liz Alphos have to troll, don't we?
I think it's because Alfalfa just knew he didn't have the time.
This is so weird, having a countdown. Like, I'm so not used to this. It's like, in a time of 2 out... Nope, none of that. It's over.
But yeah, I guess it's GG.
That will be GG's. Let's have a quick look.
But yeah, it's actually very much possible that Zoratunic was the path and spirit for water key logic, which would mean that there's a long shot somewhere that we're never gonna get.
Yeah, where that long shot is, no idea. Looks like we should be getting him in for an interview. Red has agreed, at least. I have to say, for the very first tournament match of this new concept, I really enjoyed that. It's just so different from a normal standard. Like, you really have to think in a completely different way. But I really enjoyed it. I think these are really good settings.
Yeah, this was fun. Anyway, welcome in and
GG's, guys. GG's.
Thank you.
So, it turned out it was Red found the that we believe power piece in ice.
Yeah, it's a power piece in ice.
In ice. I was gonna go ice, but I decided not to because I couldn't figure out how that would be 6 steps.
I'm gonna be honest. This was just a last-ditch effort that I found a minute and a half ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's it was a good call. It was definitely worth a gamble, but sadly it's a little too late. As
I figured.
Alfalfa did find the wisdom piece. I don't know, the wisdom piece. The other one.
The courage
1 hour mark. Courage. That was it. And in DC, the main difference was basically you didn't have bomb bag, and Alfalfa did. So
courage was DC. You said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the last check above King Dodongo.
DC. above the longer. Yeah, that felt really bad because you were there first,
and we kind of sussed out that the last piece, the piece of wisdom, was probably on Twinrova.
I'm not sure because I have a water path and a spirit path that I was never able to resolve. So I was wondering if it was all going to lead to Kokiri Sword in the end, maybe.
We thought about that too.
Yeah, we did think that for quite a while.
We did. So Red did do water, and we found a strength there.
Yeah, boss key chest.
Okay, so I wonder because I got my strengths from Goron City, which was hammer locked or strength 2 locked, and then the other one was Zora's Domain, which was Way of the Wanderer. So I was just wondering if like all the strengths were maybe sort of out there. Maybe there was a hammer somewhere. Maybe
Hammer? Good question. No idea.
We have no idea,
but
we haven't got a clue.
Yeah, it's a bit of a. I think it will always be a mystery. I'm not. Not
as for spirit, we were theory crafting, and we thought maybe it could have been the tunic for water key logic.
Oh, in spirit.
Yeah, on child side.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Yeah. So the tunic to get the strength to get something on Twinrova? Question mark?
Yeah, in theory, we don't know where the final piece would have been. It could have been in Deku for all we know.
Mm-hmm. The only way that would work is if Strength 2 also somehow locked. Well, because Zora's Domain was the Way of the Wanderer. So if the Strength there was optional, then there has to be... then I don't know how the Strength in water could be path.
No, what was on King Zora?
Oh, yeah, what was on King Zora? It's a mystery.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, for all we know, it could be like the hammer.
Well, I'm on the way to fight Twinrova now, and I do have blue fire, so I can check King Zora.
I have blue fire as well, so yeah. Which one are you doing, Red?
Twinrova.
All right, cool. I'll go and check out King Zora. We'll maybe get some answers.
See
Hold
if
on,
we can
I
piece
have
together
to see
the
this now.
puzzle pieces.
I have to see you guys checking it out.
I think I've already turned my stream off. Sorry.
That's okay. That's fair, though.
I'm doing this climb for what, the 4th time now?
I was kind of salty. I could have gotten the boomerang much earlier. I just missed time of day to do Dampe digging in Child 1. Mm-hmm. And so when I went back to do Bottom of the Well, I deliberately did a bunch of overworld checks to make it night so I could do Dampe digging, and then it was nothing. And then when I found that CAC path, and I was like, all I got there was Minuet, I had to go back Child to do chickens. That just felt really bad.
Yeah, the fact that it's not like...
Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say, the fact it's not a full 7 chickens didn't really make it feel any better.
Yeah, the 3 chickens is a little bit better. Yeah, I thought about doing Kakariko before Requiem. Or, I had some other kind of plan to get Kakariko daytime, but I just said screw it. So, finding the boomerang in an hour didn't feel very good.
You found it earlier than Alfalfa did, so...
Yeah, I got it probably like an hour 40, somewhere around there. And then I was convinced that the power path was going to be in Jabu because it was exactly 6 items deep, and I was like, all right, that's it. Like, I'm just going to get, like, I'm going to get maybe iron boots or something, and I'm going to get my second piece. It was so disappointing to not get it there. I think it was 6. The Minuet was required for Ganon's access to get the bomb bag, right? That was how that worked?
Yep.
Yeah, so I had like Hookshot and Minuet to get the bomb bag, and then Storms to get Rudos, and then Rang for 6. Maybe I needed ZL as well to get Rudos, though. Yeah, I think I did.
I needed ZL for Rudo's letter because it was It was in one of the waterlocked locations.
Okay, so that was 7. So I got my hopes up when I could have just learned to count to 7. I swear to God, the thing that Triforce Blitz has taught me more than anything else is I can't count. Can't count to
Well,
10. It's not doable.
Numbers are hard, let's be fair.
Oh,
so.
no.
Heck, there are multi-billion-dollar companies that still can't count.
I'll take that as a consolation.
I think Ginger knows what I'm talking about.
There's a few options it could be.
Right, moment of truth from King Zora. It's a piece of heart. So the strength in
It
Child
was.
Domain is Way of the Wanderer. So, I don't know. I don't know how that logic works out.
Yeah, neither do I.
And you said the third strength, or the one you got off Alpha, was where?
It was Goron City Maze, the left side, like the hammerlocked.
So depending on where Hammer is, that could be string 2 locked, right?
Yeah, but then why is it Way of the Wanderer, but the one in water is Path? Is my question.
I think
Maybe
it's
there's
specific to string 2
long
as well.
shot in there or somewhere. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know. So did you clear out Water Temple?
I left after string 3 or string 2.
Fair. Yeah, that I definitely would have done the same.
I was already like an hour and a half at that point.
Yeah, we saw that. It was like, you're definitely leaving after that. I would do the same thing.
Yeah, you get into that last half an hour and you don't have any Triforce pieces. It's sort of like getting into gamble time, essentially, isn't it? It's like to pick somewhere and hope.
You gotta
Try
scramble
and
at
work
that
it
point.
out.
Well, that was a real, like, I was nervous at the end. I had no idea if I'd won, if I'd lost. I had absolutely no clue. So good close race.
That's the interesting thing about it. It's like in a standard race, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, done, I've lost because I haven't finished. But like when you both finish at the same time and you've both got the same amount of Triforce pieces, it's like there's that moment when you're like, have I done enough? Have they beaten me or not? It's not quite as clear cut.
Right.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting and a really good match to kick off the tournament, for sure. I very much enjoyed watching it.
I didn't
And,
care
yeah.
much, but as long as people were entertained, right?
It's a ton of fun. I love these settings. It's been really enjoyable so far. So yeah, I'm looking forward to our next match, Red.
Same.
Whenever we figure that out.
Yep. It is, as of course, a best of 3, so not over yet for Red. Absolutely, you can come back and still take games 2 and 3 whenever those will be.
Of course, when whoever wants to be complicated.
Yep.
Yep.
That sounds about right.
Even when it doesn't really matter, it's like troll rate is still going to troll.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm still trying to figure out how Ice Cavern is 6 steps deep. There was Storms and ZL to get Rudo's letter. And
Yeah, that's 3. And then...
and Bomb Bag to turn in the letter. So that's Hookshot and Minuet
that's
as well.
all 6 steps.
Okay, that makes sense. I wish I could have put that together 30 minutes ago. That absolutely makes sense.
I mean, I really like the sort of new hint system, but it's definitely taken me a bit of getting used to the whole thinking in a different way with the steps, and like it's just a different twist of logic and how you have to think about the seed. It's quite interesting.
Yeah, sometimes I think it may be advantageous to just take a 1 or 2 minute thinking break, an hour in or whatever, and just be like, all right, let me do some counting. Well, I don't need to worry about executing.
Yeah, I mean the settings are so different from like the standard settings, but like with the amount of information it gives you, it's kind of like a riddle, just with steps.
Yeah,
you can
absolutely.
See, it's not quite as straightforward. It's just like, oh, it's a path in, or oh, it's a way of a hero. So it adds an extra layer of depth to it that I quite enjoy trying to theory craft behind.
Okay, moment of truth. Nope.
Nope.
Just a hard container.
Okay. Nothing
So
on.
what was in spirit? All I found there was the Zora tunic. Huh.
Yeah,
And
sword
the
tunic,
bow.
another bow. Yeah.
And another bow, yeah.
Another bow. Well, maybe something water. Who knows?
This
What
was
a mystery.
a very strange seed.
Yeah.
Hopefully no more like this next time. I'm gonna go have some dinner, but thanks so much for the restream. Thanks for the race, Red.
Yep. GG's. Good racing with you.
Yeah,
GG's.
GG's guys. Thanks for allowing us to restream and being the first ones to take the plunge of the tournament.
Somebody had to go first.
Yeah, someone's got to do it. And you both played really well, so I really enjoyed commentating this, and look forward to watching your next matches.
Thanks again. Have a good one, everyone.
Yeah. Have a good one.
Guess I'll head out as well. Thanks for the restream, guys.
GG's Red. No problem at all.
GG's.
Right, so I guess we could probably start wrapping it up. But one thing we didn't manage to do, because this is still kind of weird doing it backwards, is we didn't actually shout out anybody. I don't think of the volunteers, so I guess we could probably do that now before we finish, because I feel kind of bad that I didn't really find a chance. So, oh wait, no, the bot isn't going to be working, is it?
Yeah, the bots.
Okay, well, our runners were Alfalfa and Red. Our trackers were, and I'm going to have to get the sheet up for this. I know it was Shy, and I think Lady Draco, but I really don't want to get that wrong, so I'm going to double check.
Yeah, I'll check it too. Yeah, it was Lady Draco
Shy and Lady Draco.
Shy.
And my co-coms today, of course, Alexander Harrold, for joining me at this quite last minute as well. So appreciate you taking time out. Come and help us put this stream on. It's always a lot of fun commentating with you. So thank you very much, and Hell Knight as well for restreaming this one. So bearing in mind that in roughly 40 minutes' time, we are going to have another game, which is going to be Nathurian, who I believe is in chat, versus Alexis, and they're going to have their game one in about 40 minutes' time. So, yeah, come and join us for that, and we will have even more hype for this insane new settings that Elgato. In fact, actually, that reminds me, shout-outs to Elgato for organising and coming up with mayhem.
Yep.
Big shout-outs. Very much
pretty fun
these.
settings for a really quick race.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could definitely see this catching on. I think it seems to have got a good combination of players in as well, new and old. Sort of, bigger names like Cariosa, but also newer names like Baby Shark getting seeded, for example. Sort of quite interesting how it's shaken out.